Hi, everybody. Welcome. So Business Tarot Tuesdays tonight, and we are doing reading. So if it's your first time, say hello. I always tell people, talk to me like you would if we were like sitting across a table from each other, and let me see what you're up to. Let me see your business questions. So we do go in a somewhat of a random order. I do have Solange who's helping me this evening. And so once we get more people joining, she's really amazing at just helping me with the flow so that I can just like be here hanging out with you guys, doing as many readings as possible. And then, yeah, we jump around a little bit. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Meg. So if you guys can remind me, Celine as well, just since I can't see the other comments, if you guys can just start dropping your questions below. And what we're going to do, this also helps us make sure that we can give you a number. I'm going to start with Melissa McClure as our first one, and then like Laura, Celine, Meg. If you guys can just check in with Solange and get a number, that's how we make sure that you don't have to like feel like you're keep posting over and over again, that we can make sure that we're getting everybody. But we do kind of like hop around, so it's not just like in a bakery, like calling like number 13. It is letting spirit get involved with the decisions of who's going at what point. And so we kind of like generally trend in that order, but sometimes I'll be like, let's do number 4 and then number 2. But that helps us track it. So I'm going to start with you, Melissa, and I'm going to be here for an hour. So we're going to do as many of these as possible. Okay. Go with the stack. So if you guys are new, I know that I get a lot of people floating into my lives where it's their first reading and everyone does it a little bit different. I have a bunch of different decks of cards, and on a basic level, what we're going to do, we're going to get tuned in and connected to your energy. We're going to set the intention, and I'd ask that you do this as well. Focus on your question when it's your turn and invite in your guides, your angels, your loved ones, your higher self to be present here at this party and to bring through any information that would be in your greatest and highest good, as well as the greatest and highest good of all, because those are the things that we're focused on bringing through here. So I will always get tuned into you and see what I'm feeling for you, just in terms of your auric field and your energy. And then your spirit team shows up and brings through any questions, any information that would be pertinent to you on your path. Sometimes it's coming through as specific like words or phrases or things that you're like, I was literally just thinking of that in that exact term. Other times it is little hints or remembrances or things that are going to hit you and trigger a on a soul level, a knowing of like who you are, why you came here. What I know at the very least it's going to do is it's going to hit on some of the intuitions of the things you've already been knowing for yourself, but because I'm getting it and we haven't talked about it, you're going to start trusting yourself a little bit more. So yeah, that's what it's all about here. Hi, Carl. Hi, Alissa. Okay, so I'm going to start with you. And I do have this little cool setup so I can actually show you the cards. That's just kind of there so you can see what we're doing. I love experimenting with like little tech things. Okay. So Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McClure Lewis. I would love any guidance about getting a business off the ground. Okay. You know, it's funny is one of my clients was talking about Melissa McCarthy. Wouldn't that be cool if like she came on my live and shared it? Whoever knows her needs to invite her. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to look at the card a bit before I drop it in this little space right here. It's the Knight of Air card. It is talking about events that occur at great speed, taking time to carefully review your options and creative solutions. Okay, so I feel like for you, you're dropping into a bit of like an energy that I would read as like a little bit timid, a little bit holding back. And so I do want you to bring in a little bit more of that lightness and energy. And I feel like some of that laughter, even that I was picking up on in the beginning, is also associated with you and how I read your energy and your spirit. And so even looking at this image, it's funny. While it is, there's a little bit of a glare on that. Let me just take this off. Okay. I think you'll be able to see it a little bit better now. While it's looks like it's actually like a warrior. It's like this like tough dude on a magical unicorn. What I feel for you is like that sense of play, because it first really showed itself to me as like a carousel horse, of that kind of playful childlike energy. So for you, I feel like you're getting very stuck and sort of painting yourself into a corner by like over processing and kind of like trying to find like the thing and the system. And so I need you to pull yourself out a little bit into that, what I like to call the divine feminine approach to business, and find that playfulness, that fun, because it just completely shifts your energy. And then that's when the ideas and the inspiration strike. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to pull in Solange, and she's going to help me know who is next. Hi, Solange.
Hi, how are you doing?
So do we have numbers going here? I know we have our 6:15 reservation from a group. Do we have numbers?
Yes, we are up to 3 right now.
Okay, I want to go number 2 next, and then we'll see who's number 2.
Number 2 is Celine.
Celine, okay.
Yeah.
And then, cool. Thanks, Melissa. Let me know, by the way, like, please share with me, like, what is landing with you. I'll leave your card up there in case you didn't get to see it yet. But I would completely love if you guys can let me know what's resonating. Let me know what's landing. It is my favorite thing to go back, read the comments, or see them coming through as I'm doing the reading. So talk to me again, just like we're hanging out and we're sitting at the kitchen table doing cards. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for her question. Sorry, Solange, did she drop the question in yet? I need your help, girl.
I don't think so. I just told her that when you pick the number, she can drop the question, but I don't see it yet.
Okay, we're waiting for your question.
Yep.
So Melissa, who's number 2? Number 1.
Number 1, Laura.
Laura, what's your question, Laura? I want to go to Laura and then Celine. We're just waiting for your question. I'm scrolling.
Oh, I'm seeing Celine's question here.
Oh, yeah. What is it? You can read it for me.
She'd like to know her next step for healing entrepreneurship.
Her next step for healing entrepreneurship. Okay. Laura, we're probably going to go to you, by the way, after we bring in Faith, because she is one of our reserve spots from the group. Okay. 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 I feel like there's a lot going on. Like, I feel like for you, my sense is that there's like a lot of different specialties, a lot of different things that you do. And not that you have to like fully let them all go, but I feel like some of them are meant to be more integrated in terms of like combined with other things to make them really unique. So I do want you to get like a lot more focused, because for you, it's going to be much more about like, instead of spreading your energy like across all of these different things, it feels like that energy right now of needing to niche down a little bit more. I just realized I brought in these other cards that I totally forgot I started to make. It's talking about events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. So I'm going to drop this card. Oh, let me switch this up so you could see the card here. Yeah, so you see that kind of sense of the scattered energy. It just feels like there's like that sense of so much to keep up with, and that it's really hard to build the momentum. I did start to, even though there's not like images on most of them, I'm starting to write my own sort of like personal use business deck of cards so that I can pull in those energies as well. So some of it is like more related to like businessy kinds of activities and the doing sort of things, and other things are related to the energy behind business, the being side of business. So the feminine energy card is coming in, and I'm going straight to the throat. I'm going straight to the throat chakra. And so I feel like for you, it's about how you connect and how you use your voice, because what I see you doing is like not really leveraging like the fullness of your creation potential. I feel like it's sort of like the things that you're doing now are like just being taught or delivered in the way that you probably were mentored with them. But your unique gift is sort of like the energy of how you mold them together and that filter that you put them through when you speak about them. And so I do feel like it's more of that, and also more of not being worried about what people are going to think about you, because I feel like sometimes you're shielding them from seeing the full you, and you're being very kind of choosy and picky about who you share these things with that you do. And it's time for you to be a little bit more open about it, because there's just a big shift going on. There's going to be a lot of people showing up to all the different coaches and healers that they don't look like the way that our typical clients would look. It's going to start being like, why is this person reaching out to me? Or why are they interested in this specific method? They seem like somebody that in my experience, like is not into this stuff. And so with this like great awakening, with this period of Age of Aquarius, I just want you to know that while you are trying to kind of reach everybody, it's okay to be niche down, and just know right now that a lot more people are going to be resonating with that message. And that feels really important. So yes, I'm curious if that is landing for you. Not landing. So I know we're going to do Laura next, but yes, let me know if that's making sense, if there's questions, Celine. Okay. So I am going to bring in Faith in just a moment. She is a member of the group. Solange will drop the link in the comments. It is about the divine feminine approach to business, and it is very much a space for coaches and healers, but we do have a few reserve spots that happen every week in that group so that people can just like pop in and get their reading and feel like they have their time to go a little bit deeper, since I just love being able to talk to people in real life and not just to the comments. So I'll bring Faith in just a moment, and then we're going to go to Laura afterwards. And if you guys are just showing up, then make sure you get your number from Solange. Okay. I was just waiting a minute, Faith, so I didn't catch you off guard, pulling you in early. So I'm adding Faith in right now. Hi, Faith.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. What would you like a reading on tonight?
Oh my gosh. A general read, but the thing is, there's a couple things that was coming to my mind is what is my niche, or I don't know how you say it, niche. And
Okay.
I keep hearing angel light working, or angel light, or something like that.
Okay.
Still working on my business name. It's Faith, Hope, and Light.
Okay. Let's see what comes in right
yeah.
now. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's it almost feels like this one's going to come through in a way that's not the way of just thinking about it. It feels like this one's more meant to come from like in just a very, very natural way for it to emerge, and for those kind of like signs and synchronicities for it to show itself to you. I did pull a card from that deck that I was mentioning that I made, and the card is keep going. So it's usually going to come in when there is a big nudge, a big push. And I feel like I get a little bit of chills with that. Like if there's been any questionings of like, should I change all of it? Should I just like do something different? Should I it's what the words that I put here. This is in my own. Oh, I forgot. I don't have the little video up with you. It's don't quit before you're successful. This is not the time to give up, because you have got this. And so I put that card into the deck that I'm creating, just because I know that there's a lot of people that have been set up for this big shift that's coming, this great awakening. And I feel like while it might feel like, okay, like anytime I'm ready for the big, like all the people, send them in, like it does feel like it is, this is your time, right? So
Yes.
The 8 of Earth card is coming in. It's talking about skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic. It's talking about going back to school, but that could even mean like diving into knowledge of podcasts. What I see for you in particular is that there's like a certain thing that like you don't need to get certified, because I feel like you're covered. You're like good there, but it feels like something that's kind of sparking your interest and your excitement that you have just been personally feeling a little bit curious about. And so I just want you to watch for that kind of thing, whether it's like podcasts or YouTube videos or getting a couple audiobooks. I feel like there's this sense of like shaking up the toolkit. Like while somebody, here's my metaphor for you, that might be like an amazing person at like building homes, right? Like that they have their process and they're just like, these are the tools, like it's tried and true. I feel like that sense with you and your work, that it does feel very proven. It feels like over and over again, you've seen things work for your clients. But for you, I feel like there's like that excitement of somebody getting like a new tool and they're just like, oh, it's like shiny. It does this cool thing. But it feels like it's like you're going to probably find it for yourself. And then what I see you doing is starting to talk about things like that more often. And it's not because you necessarily have to be like the expert or teaching it, but it's like just adding a little bit of flair and flavor to what you're doing. In terms, let me see if I can get anything with how's that resonating? And then I'll see if we can look into the name, the specialization.
Well, that covered two things because I was looking to be a guest on a podcast. I started my YouTube. I started a meetup group, and because someone told me to, who was an intuitive, and within 24 hours, I got 25 people. So what happened is, I got like 25 people. I'm like, okay, now I froze. I don't know what my first topic should be. I'm like really excited. I just have to like calm down and ground, and hear what my guides have to say. And then when you said find my own flavor, there's I don't know. So it's that part, but then, the energy healing, like I'm debating if I should go deep into more energy healing. I mean, that's what I feel I am, but I also feel like I'm a divine channeler and I don't know where I'm going. I'm like, wherever you guys want me to go, I'll do. But I feel, there's more knowledge that I have to learn in the spiritual world, but my guides will still feed it to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For you, I feel like it is like, I feel like my toes tingling, and I feel like it's about really grounding down in the practical, because what I'm noticing here with both of these angels, you see how there's like this one sitting in a chair, this one sitting in the ground, kind of like wrapped up by the leaves. They're both earth cards. And so for me, I feel like for you, like what I'm seeing here is about grounding it more down in the practical. And I'm getting a little bit of chills of like really knowing on a day-to-day basis, like, so that it's not just, and I feel like you and I might've had an exchange about this, like when we first connected, but I feel like the cards are confirming that as well, of like, it's time to get more specific about what the outcomes are, and not talk about it too much just in terms of like alignment or balanced and fulfillment, right? Like all the kind of words that I think mean so much to us, for us that do this work, but sometimes for the average person, they're just like, yeah, why am I going to be paying like that money unless there's something that's going to really move me forward in my life? And so I feel like there's that for you. This other card though that came up, it's talking about a successful time, confidently accepting opportunities you're offered, and the Midas touch, the channeling thing. They're kind of showing me there's a certain signal when kind of spirit is trying to get my attention, where it's like tingling on the scalp, but just on one side. And so I do want you as well to follow the channeling nudges, because I feel like for you, a lot of it is about being a filter for the knowledge. And I think that's why I'm seeing you kind of just learning and following those golden threads of things that excite you, is that, and you said you had a podcast?
Oh, I'm trying to be a guest on a podcast. Mm-hmm. That's one of my goals.
I do feel like though for you, it is how you talk about these different things and how you just like bring through this different knowledge with your own energy and your own flair. And that I think that people probably tell you often that they're just like, the way that you explain things, it just makes so much sense to me. Or I found this really hard to understand, but that certain way that you described it, I just got it. So I think that you have a lot of that flavor. And so does that make sense for you as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Great. Any other things here or does that feel all pretty good?
Feels good. I do have one question that's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
I also work at a spa where I taught the person there like energy healing and things. And I feel like that's I just want a confirmation. I feel like that's like a holding space until I'm able to, fly to the next opportunity. Yeah. Is that what you're feeling.
I'm going to just go with the pendulum one for that since it's more yes, no, and we'll just see what we're feeling. Yes. I'm getting a yes for that. And honestly, that's the pattern that I've seen. Hi. That's the pattern that I've seen for most people that are doing healing, light working types of things is they're usually connected with some other business, kind of doing their work on a level that might not be like fully them yet. And then it feels like this is the time, this is really the year where everyone's now being pushed into doing it fully on their own. And so you're probably starting to feel tugs of like, should I still be doing this? Because like I feel like I should, but then I feel like intuitively like there's something more I'm supposed to be doing. And so yeah, just hopefully that's some confirmations as well.
Yes, it was. Okay.
All right. Well,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Faith. Nice to meet you.
All right. Same here.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to Laura next, and then we'll see who else is here. Laura, let's see. I think your question. Okay, here we go, girl. Okay, you were called to come tonight for insight on your new crystal shop. Any messages? Yes, Laura has a fabulous crystal shop, you guys, if you want to check her out. Laura, drop your link, girl. Okay. Let's see what wants to come through. Okay, so I did pull two. I pulled one from my deck as well that I've been playing with over here. And then the Ace of Fire card is coming in. It's talking about an exciting new, let me switch this up, exciting new opportunity. It says career advancement, change your life now. I feel like there's, I feel like it's like that sense of like butterflies and feeling kind of like giddy about something. So I just feel this big aura of love really surrounding you. It feels like you've kind of just been floating and just been super stoked on this new passion. The feminine energy is coming in, which is really associated with flow and intuition, creativity, the relationships, really calling it in as well. And so I'm curious why they're bringing that one in. Okay, so my sense with you is that you have mostly been creating from a place of fun, but every once in a while, when you start to kind of get in that figuring it out place, I feel like the feminine energy card is coming in as that reminder that like it's important for you to back out of it, put it down, and walk away. Like that's how they're showing it to me. Put it down, walk away, and come back to it when you're feeling a little bit more refreshed, because I'm just seeing that with you and with the crystals, like some of it is like actually when you're handling them, that it's like some of it's like an energetic thing. And other parts is sort of like when your mind is sort of going to like, I feel like I just see all of these ideas coming in. It's like idea. And that sometimes all of that can feel overwhelming. And it's like this sense of trying to do it all now, to have it all right now. And so when you're getting into those moments, to put it down and walk away. So let me know, let me know how that feels for you, if that makes sense. I'm going to bring Solange back in. Hello, Solange. What's going on with numbers?
Hello. We are up to number 7 right now.
Okay. And so I know we have
another spot reserved at 6:30.
Great. I know we have one more 6:30 spot, and then that's the last reserve spot for those of you that are on standby tonight. Let's see. Okay. Let's just go to number 3.
Okay.
Who's number 3?
It's Meg.
Okay, Meg. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Meg. Hi, Meg. Thanks for waiting, girl. Okay. So, Meg, I want to try something on the side to make money, just not sure if it's worth the time and money to invest in. It's completely different from my business. It's more personal. Okay. It's going to connect with you, Meg. Okay. The energy that I'm reading first off, Meg, is like that it feels personal, but like personal in like a vulnerable way. It feels personal and like kind of like, but I think it's how you're feeling about it. I don't know that like everyone would feel like, oh, that's so vulnerable, but I feel like you're just like, oh, like I really want to like infuse this much of myself in this. This card seems fitting since it sounds like you're weighing your options here. This is the Six of Earth card. It's talking about gifts of time or money or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan or paying off debts. I want to pull one in from this as well real quick. Okay. I just want you to know as well, like the other cards that are coming in, this healer card is coming in. You have spiritual gifts of healing and a desire to help and share with others. Freedom. You are free to do what you choose. That those are coming in, nudging you towards the path that is sort of like your like happy pill, so to speak. I feel like there's this like kind of true essence, this true calling that you have been thinking of. And they're showing me even that like there's not exactly this expression of it, but there's a part of this energy that was even alive in you while you were a little girl. And that like, in some ways, I don't know that you've even made that connection before. This is sort of like living out a dream. But I do see that with these cards coming in, that it is such a healing kind of place of service, sort of like your love child, if you move forward on this business, which I feel like, yes. So you might laugh at this card, but the other card coming in is my BS alert card. And it's saying you are letting inner critics run the show. You need to call yourself on your shit and see the truth. And so I don't have any images on my cards that I've been bringing in. But it just feels like there are so many inner critics and so much that's being driven by fear right now that it's just time for you to like really, really start to differentiate which voice within you've been listening to, Meg, because I just feel like I don't feel like it's yours. I think that it sounds like yours. I think the voice of our inner critics can be very, very convincing, but I need you to watch where it's leading you because it's driving you in circles. Okay. Okay. So I hope that gives you a little kick in the pants to do it. Okay. Okay, yes. And then I know we have our 6:30. Solange, who was the 6:30? Is she in the comments yet?
I didn't see her yet. She's Brenda.
Brenda. Okay, so Brenda, yeah. Brenda, if you could drop a note, your question in the comments, we're going to get to you as our 6:30. Meg, you said spot on. Thank you, Meg. So let's go to I want to go to number 5 and number 4, and then we'll fit in Brenda in that space whenever she comes in. So Brenda's priority. Okay. Well, who's number 5?
Number 5 is Emily.
Okay, Emily, girl, you're on deck. Drop your question in again, if possible, okay? And then we'll do number 4 after that, whoever was number 4. And then what number are we up to, Solange?
Number 4 is Alissa. And we are up to number 8.
Okay. Emily, Alissa, we're up to number 8. Okay, cool. Thank you, Solange.
Sure.
Okay. Brenda. How do my guides and teachers see me getting more alignment with the process of the purchase of my store and keeping my frequency high and in the vortex? Love that, Abraham. Brenda. Okay. Getting into more alignment. Okay. So one is jumping out. Okay. You have such a focused energy. Like that's what I keep feeling when I tune into you. Okay. So I'm pulling 2 cards out. One card is I feel like the need for you to speak things out loud. So I feel like you're going to amp it up a little bit because it seems like a lot of it have been processes in your head. So you're going to amp it up by starting to speak things out loud more. That very focused energy that I was telling you about, they're asking you to take a step back. They're saying you need to think bigger. You need to zoom out. There's something important that you're a little too close to see right now. And so they're wanting you to not, I feel like you're kind of looking at the business like this right now, Brenda. And like, you're just like, you're so like committed, you're so showing up for it. And they're just like, okay, like this isn't going to disappear. This manifestation is not going to float away if you go have fun and you do some different things. So also, I just want you to add in a lot more of that lightness and play. If you listen to Abraham, like, you know, as well, that there's so much of that allowing energy that comes in when we are just like not worried, right, about anything, and we're just like knowing that it's all showing up. I feel like you already have that focused energy. I'm not worried about you like letting things slip. I feel like I see you with your list. I see you with your checklist, girl. I feel like you are just the person that has all of your bases covered, and it just feels very solid in that capacity. And they're just saying like, okay, Brenda, it's okay. Lighten up, like have some fun. Like we've also got this. The other thing is for you and for everybody, I want you guys to really focus on calling in that angelic support. A lot of the healers and the people that do this work in my community, we're talking today about a lot of angels that are wanting to really be present and help people through at those times. But we have to call them in. We have to ask them to come in and support us. So I do want you to make sure that goes for everybody, to ask for that angelic help and support, because they can only show up for you if you're actually asking for it with free will choice. So ego is coming in. It's talking about a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things or negative or fear-based thoughts. And so for you, I feel like it's sort of like, it feels like you're mostly in balance and you're in focus, but like sometimes because you're like looking at something so hard. I love that it's talking about focus as well. Are you dreaming too small? I feel like that's a separate thing. I don't get that sense, Brenda, but right now I feel like for you, it's like, it's about learning to speak things out loud, ask for the help, and then learning how to not be overly focused. The projects and what you do in all of life is really going to evolve. And so I want you to keep trusting the signs, which I feel like you're pretty tuned into. But I think for you is that like everything just feels like it's like you're not seeing that you need to step back and just sort of experience all of life at the same time. That's going to raise your frequency. Okay. Emily. Overwhelmed, thinly stretched. I don't know what's a priority. I'm lost with finances, jobs, your own mind. Okay, girl. Let me see what we want to bring in here. Okay. So this 9 of Water card is coming in. It's a card that has to do with the emotions, but it does talk about your wish coming through. Concerns fade away and a love of life. My sense for you, Emily, is like that you are going through a dark night of the soul kind of year. There's a lot of people that are, and I'm getting a lot of chills as I say that. So if you're not familiar with that term, I just want you to look it up. It's very much about a lot of things falling away, a lot of things breaking down so that you can be reborn like a fucking badass phoenix. And so I just feel like when you reframe it to that and you're because I feel like right now there's this like frustration that's coming in that's just like, I'm doing it, like I'm trusting, I feel like I'm doing all the things and like it's just not coming together. Why is this so hard right now? And so Emily, dark night of the soul is that it's the dark night of the soul. Just like look up what that means. I can send you an article later that was really resonating. There's so many people right now that are going through it simultaneously. And I think that's, it's just been interesting with this year that it is all about a purposefully leading you to an up level and really getting you to look at like these different parts that don't serve you. But it's like, it's meant for you ultimately because there's this big up level, this sort of big phoenix rising from the ashes. And so I feel like once you have that understanding of this period, I feel like it's sort of like kind of more surrender comes in and more trust, because these moments happen to like really teach us to trust really in the divine and some of these really big fucking like life lessons. So check that out in particular. I feel in general, you need to take a step back. You need to be meditating more often and asking for the help that you need. I feel like there's this sense of holding back, of holding back in a few specific connections in your life. I feel like I've seen you sort of like, asking for the help, but I feel like there's a few specific people for some reason. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm like, you could see the expression on my face that you're just like not wanting to, but it may be like family members, but there's some kind of, my sense is like a relationship that will be healed through that. So I know that there's probably a lot coming up for people in general around the holidays, but I'm curious if that makes sense. I feel like for you, there's this sense of kind of letting go, of surrendering, and surrendering not in the way of giving up, in the spiritual surrender sense of being like, show me my path forward, like show me the way, like show me the connection, show me my power. And I just want you to start actually speaking out loud these things and having just a lot more time. They're showing me music as well, that you need to get back to like dancing and sort of like having fun with music as well. Just I think that there's a lot here. So I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So Emily, you were saying, and then Alissa, I know you were next. So drop your comment down there. I need both of those things. You were saying, yes, it does. So Alissa, drop your comment or your question again, just so it's fresh for me. Hey, Solange. So we have, what numbers do we have active right now?
We have 6, 7, 8, and almost 9 that I was talking to the last one.
Okay. So we have Alissa, who's on deck. And then I want to go to number 7. Who's number 7?
Number 7 is Brooke.
Okay. So Alissa and Brooke, if you guys can drop. Okay, here's Alissa. So Brooke, you're going to be on deck. So if you can just have your question be kind of somewhat ready when I call you, then I don't have to kind of scroll back. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Solange. By the way, you guys, my challenge is starting next Wednesday, so a week from tomorrow. It is called my 30-day Lead with Your Magic Challenge, and it's really geared towards coaches and healers, people that want to really gain more visibility during the month of December. So rather than being like, oh, I'm tired, I'm just going to kind of slow down right now. It's the people that want to be top of mind, so that come January, when people are like thinking about themselves and their goals, that you are the person that they think of, or you're the one that they're like, you know what, you need to talk to my friend because I know that she does that and she's always sharing so many valuable things. So it is a challenge that is going to involve some calls and small daily actions. That it's all about getting 5 new clients in December, increasing visibility. So just put challenge in the comments if you guys want more details and you want to see if you want to be a part of it. It is the beta test group, so it is priced really well compared to anything else that I do. So I would love to have some of you guys join. We have 4 badass healers and coaches that are already committed to starting December 2nd, so next Wednesday. So just put challenge in there if you guys want the details. Okay, Alissa, I'm wondering what's missing when it comes to connecting with my guides. Okay. Okay. Alissa, did grab 2 cards here. 6 of air. It's talking about things are looking up. I feel like I almost read that as like things are waking up. It's talking about the end of a difficult situation or taking a trip. 3 of water card is talking about a celebration of some kind. It says a wedding, a birth announcement. Sorry, whenever I have my bangs out, I always feel like I'm like always like touching them. I need to like just like not do that. Oh well. A celebration, a wedding, a birth announcement, the need to have more fun. I feel like there's and it's interesting. There's one thing about taking a trip, and then there's this other card. It's like a water card and this card here that's like representing this like unicorn and this boat kind of together. And so I just feel like you are embarking on a really, I want to call it a grand journey, a grand adventure. I do see you going somewhere like where you can drive, like separate from holiday stuff. I see you going somewhere that feels like it's surrounded by like a lot of trees. Does feel like it has like a lake or a body of water there. And I see you going somewhere where you are like basically going into nature. And so I am saying when it comes to connecting with your guides, I feel like there's sort of like this experience that you have, like whether you go with other people or whether it's something where it's just about you. I do feel like it's coming from you separating yourself from daily life to really be tuning in and listening. And it almost feels like a sense of like commitment to like your guides, of like being like, I'm going here to like really tune in, to really be able to talk to my spirit team. I really crave this deeper relationship with you. Like I'm going to take these few days just to like be in nature, to like learn and ask questions and see and understand all these different gifts. What I do want to say for you as well, Alissa, is just to like know that it is a relationship, and it does take time to learn the way that you're going to get the communication. So many times I recommend people just start with a pendulum. It really just picks up on all of the really fine, tuned details that are coming through, and starting with the yes or no questions. And then it just starts to move into like the feelings in the body. It starts to move into asking questions and getting specific words and phrases and monologues that come through, or channeled writing. And so I want you to, in that special place that you go, wherever I'm seeing you in nature, I want you to like do a lot of like a kind of experimentation with different things, and to ask a lot of questions, and to be really curious. And it feels like for you really connect in with your way. And it's like kind of like how like a couple might go on a retreat. It's kind of like you and your guides going into the woods and kind of like strengthening your relationship. And it's about making it more intentional, and kind of like through experimentation, you learning. What I see you doing is like learning the ways that you receive the information best. So yes. Okay. So you were saying you have been wanting to go hang out in the woods somewhere. Confirmation. Go to the woods. Trust that. Okay. Okay, Brooke. Hi, Brooke. Okay. Brooke, you were saying, I'm wondering if I should continue with my podcast. Oh, I'm glad you were able to join here as well. Continue on this path or move on. I just lost my brother. I've been feeling really called to let go a lot, but struggling to find this. Okay. Alissa, are you still watching right now? Alissa, sorry. There's like, I don't necessarily want to call it out unless Alissa wants to put it in the comments, but like the order of you two, the way that I said spirit, I feel like I'm going to get a little emotional right now. Spirit, I'll send you a message if Alissa's not still on, but I feel like the order and the way that you guys came through in the comments, there's a sign and there's a message there as well for you guys. Sorry, I'm getting like really emotional. Okay. Yes. Alissa, will you tell, I don't want to like, again, like bring up anything that you're not saying. But can you, Alissa, maybe say like why I'm seeing a connection with Brooke, just so that I don't say it for you? Okay. So, okay, Brooke, let me tune into you related to this podcast. Okay. Okay. I'm hearing over and over again, like, this is your healing. This is your light. And so they're talking about your podcast there. So the Ace of Air is coming in, a brilliant new ideas and inspiration, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. And so it's a challenging beginning that I'm really honing in on there, as it kind of feels like, and it's interesting, it's coming in with the clients card. It's talking about new clients or projects heading your way, like looking deeper into who your ideal client is. So I'm kind of curious, like, did you start the podcast like as a way of like connecting with new clients or new business? Because it's coming in like attached to that energy with the cards. And so what I want you to do is kind of like, I see you taking a step back and sort of taking a pause and feeling like, like if anything was like possible, if I were to just do anything and talk about anything on a podcast, like, and it didn't have to like make sense to anybody and it was just for me, like, what would that be? And I feel like it's getting a little bit more spiced up with that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I just am like, I feel like that's like the reason when I was saying like that spirit chooses people in a specific way. I feel like it's like just really interesting, like for moments like this where like you guys, like you're saying you just lost your brother, and I know like Alissa just lost her brother like a few months ago, and like I don't know, I feel like when things like that come in, that there's not a coincidence. Like there's no coincidence with that timing. And I'm just getting a lot of chills. Like I feel like the two of you somehow showed up tonight, and it feels like spirit was working to sort of bring you guys together. So I hope that makes sense for you, Brooke, in relationship to your podcast. I'd love to hear if it makes sense. And then, yeah, let's see who's next. Hey, Solange. So what's going on with numbers? Who do we have?
Hi. So we have number 6, number 8, and number 9.
Okay, great. So I should be able to do those 3 if I really focus. So who are those people?
Okay. In that order, 6 is Valerie.
Valerie.
Then
Okay.
8, Vanessa.
Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Valerie.
Teresa, number 9.
Okay, Teresa. So if you guys can just drop your questions, I'm just going to do them in that order. Thank you, Solange. Teresa, Valerie, or Vanessa, if you guys can just put your questions so that I know you're still here and you're watching. Brooke was saying you find it healing, but a lot of work right now dealing with grief. Yeah. And it's interesting of like the first thing that they were saying, Brooke, is like you bring so much of your light and healing through. And I think that for you, it's for you, I feel like that taking a break thing, that taking a step back, like temporarily was coming in already. So I would trust that, but I don't see you leaving it behind. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You host a recovery podcast. Brooke, like, I don't think we've ever met before unless you're connected with James, but James, my best friend, he's a member of the recovery community. And so we're going to be talking about recovery. So if you, at some point, like if it feels right, I'm just going to drop our podcast there. We have our, never mind. Solange can drop it for me, maybe. I have my Spiritual Rebels and Misfits podcast. Solange, I'll drop it in the private chat. So we have a lot of people from recovery community. Okay, so let's see, Vanessa. I'm gonna go with Vanessa. I'm sorry for your loss, though. I really I feel like my words weren't coming out of my mouth because I feel like I was in such awe of that moment. But I'm just sending you a lot of love right now too for the I'm sure the holidays and all the things for you too, Alissa. Okay, I love you guys very much. Vanessa, do I see a new opportunity at work materializing? Is there something else I should consider? Okay. Let's see, Vanessa. Okay. So, the awakening card is coming in. So it's talking about looking at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill. And it says, it's important to be yourself. I feel like these are coming in as it relates to your business, like as it relates to you making a transition into your business, because price is coming in as well. So it's saying, I mean, it could be related to your career. It could be related to like salary, like an up-leveled salary, but it's saying, take a look at your pricing or your salary, however you want to look at it. And it's talking about charging more, making more. So I feel like for you, like you are definitely being asked, I feel like it very much feels like a choice, even though it might not feel like it for you. It's either charging much, much more than you were in your business. And also I feel like there's this kind of sense of longer term commitment somehow as well. And then the other thing that I'm seeing is like, I'm just going to put it out there as like a possibility that like, I feel like there's a possibility of looking somewhere else and making more money in that transition. And so, yes, if that has been a part of what you've been considering or knowing, I just want to drop that in because I think that's coming through really clear. So I'm going to go to Teresa. Brooke, I'm so glad you found me as well. And join us in the group, Brooke. Like, I know Alissa is hanging out in there as well. And Solange can drop the links. That it's the How to Make Money Being Magical. I'm like, what's the name of it again? Yeah, so it is a group for healers, coaches, primarily. There's a lot of leads shared in there. And then we also do a lot of like supporting one another and really building each other up and connecting with the divine feminine energies in business. Teresa, hi. What I see you doing. Okay, so in terms of working for yourself from home, I feel like my head is swarming. Okay, Teresa Fernandez. And Victoria, if you haven't dropped your question, if you could do that, okay? I feel like some grounding practices would be really good for you right now. So I do want to start with that. Whether it's seeing roots going down like from the bottoms of your feet, using a grounding oil, walking barefoot on like grass or like specifically on the earth, because I feel like that grounding energy is just really important to balance you out right now and to bring that clarity. The Knight of Water is coming in. It's talking about falling in love, the need to balance emotions. It's interesting. The word balance is coming back in. An invitation to a social event. So I want to start there. And then the other card coming in is surrender. It's asking what part of you needs this to be anything different than what it is right now. Letting go of like and dislike. And so looking at these together, looking at them with your question, there is a reason that you are doing what you're doing right now. I feel like they're showing me that there's this lesson to learn for you as well of like taking things as they come and managing that tendency to like push against things. Like the spiritual surrender is like really knowing that everything coming towards you or not coming towards you is in your greatest and highest good, and like really trusting in that. And I feel like that is such a big lesson for you right now. In terms of the Knight of Water card, they're showing me that like right now, and I feel like oftentimes we'll be sort of in this holding pattern. So if you felt like you've been in this holding pattern, they're sort of keeping you there until you learn the lesson. And they're just like, okay, what's next for Teresa? let's make it happen for her. Like, I feel like it does feel like a bit of this kind of like holding pattern. It feels like a lot of like activity, but it feels like there's not a lot of like forward movement with it. And so I just want you to, just sort of drop into the trust and to stop resisting whatever it is. Like, it almost kind of feels like there's something that you're wanting to almost like escape from or leave behind. And you're meant to like, it's not that you're going to stay there forever, but you're not moving forward until you're dealing with the whatever thing that they're putting in front of you for your lesson. Okay. Okay. So this will be the last one for tonight. And then I do this every week. I might change the time to a little bit earlier, but I do this at least every week. So Valerie, hold on. Solange, this is the Valerie that we picked, right?
Exactly. She's.
This is the right person?
Yes.
Okay, good. Valerie girl, we hop around a bit. We let spirit choose around here. And so we don't actually go in order. We give a number and then I go to the number that I'm drawn to. And so we're just jumping around, but you will be our last one. Thank you, Teresa. So before I dive into Valerie, let me know if there's anybody that wants to take part and get more details on the challenge I mentioned. That's all about getting 5 new clients in the next 30 days. It's really geared towards coaches and healers and spiritual freelancers. And I could send you some details. Okay, Valerie. Okay. Need advice on my business. I'm not sure the direction I'm supposed to be going. Feeling stuck and lost. Okay. Okay. I feel like in a sense, it's like, I feel some fear that's coming in, some fear to fully use your voice. Like they're bringing me right to the throat chakra. And it seems like there's some things going on with spiritual gifts that they're wanting you to bring in a little bit more and to talk about a little bit more freely. So I did pull from my deck a card that represents focusing and utilizing your gifts, that your gifts are opening right now even more, or they're expanding, that they're getting stronger, and your relationship with them and the way that you use them and how it relates to your work is really shifting. The other card that's coming in is the 8 of Water. It's talking about a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So what I see you doing is some very, I feel like it's something that you've been sort of pondering, but you haven't quite taken the plunge, but it feels like a sense of very deep emotional work, a lot of healing from some old wounds and things that have been kind of exposed and kind of like have come back. Like, even though you weren't thinking about them, they weren't really like impacting your life. I feel like I see that something is kind of like tapped them and that old pain is coming back in. And so this is directly related to the spiritual gifts. Like, I feel like for you, a lot of that old energy needs to be released. That old energy needs to be let go. And let me know, like, Valerie, tap back to me, girl. Let me know what's making sense. And that as that old, stagnant, lower energy is released, I see your frequency raising. And then at that point, the gifts, it's kind of like some new things are activated, some new things turn on for you. But what I see for you as well is a lot of this digging deep. It feels like some big things. Like when I feel the energy come in, a lot of that is actually going to be related to what I see you specializing in, and most of the healers and coaches that I come into contact with, they are very much on paths that, this is sort of a great thing just in general. They're very much on paths that have to do with their old wounds. Like, you have the most wisdom where you have that wounding. And so it's kind of like a thing that I've seen you go through some cycles of healing before, but there's a different thing here. And that right here is what's going to inform the healing that you're doing, and the relationship and the things that you gain. That has something to do with pulling that in as like a specific niche, and really taking that and like being like, this is what I help people with, and feeling like you're kind of ready to like talk about that more openly is what I'm seeing. And also I feel like the talking about the spiritual gifts, because I know that it's hard to talk about this stuff and to start doing these things. And I don't even get the sense that you're not. I just feel like you're sort of like only sharing a part of it, and you're kind of like, I want to use the word kind of like tempering it, like how like in cooking, how you might just add in a little bit of the egg at a time so it doesn't like fully cook. Like I feel like for you, it's like it's at like a slow pace. And I feel like right now you're being shown to like do the healing work, like start talking about this stuff more openly, and to realize that your specialization in your niche is like living in that place related to your healing work. And when you connect that in, and when you talk about your work and your business more specifically like that, I just feel like this energy of things kind of like going off as well, of like, in terms of like, in a good way, of like people showing up and people being like, really understanding it, and people being interested in it that wouldn't have considered that approach otherwise. Is that making sense as well, Valerie? So I'm going to wrap things up for tonight. For all of you guys that are based in the US, happy Thanksgiving. I feel like, I know Thanksgiving is like so much about the energy of giving, but just remember that in manifestation, because I know so many of you are all such amazing givers and you're so giving with all of your gifts. Remember to also receive as well when people are giving you compliments or praise or offering help, to remember to like just fully take that in and to like fully receive that. And that is so much a part of that balancing of manifestation and law of attraction as well. Okay, well, thank you, Valerie. I will have Solange drop 2 links in the comments if you guys want to stay connected in the group. I have How to Make Money Being Magical, which is for all of the coaches and healers, anyone that's like doing work, being of service to change the world. I call it my world changer business owner group. We do a lot in terms of the divine feminine in there, and I like love creating content more than anything. So come hang out, come contribute, come be a contributing member of the community, and then come also sort of receive all of the goodness and the leads and the things that are in there. And then also my podcast, it's with my co-host, my best friend, James, How to Make Money Being Magical. We have 22 episodes recorded, and I need to upload a couple others, but the link that I'm putting in the podcast is for Apple Podcasts, and you could find us at the same name through pretty much all of the major podcast places. But we dive into a lot of stuff there, past lives and people that have had experiences with UFOs and aliens as well. We do talk about some bigger topics as well, diving into some stuff with trauma, some stuff with like finding your freakiness and your weirdness, and really just owning that in life. So we'd love for you guys to hang out with us as well. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.